Hi, everybody. I'm Yangchen Lhaze, and I'm nervous, but it's okay. So my talk, it's not going to be like a historical or scholarly talk. I'm just going to speak to you from the heart. So because of all things, that's what I really know is my heart, and that's what really connects me to this practice. So thinking about my life, in order to really get to know my heart, if you compare it to like, if you wanted to know how a clock works, you have to break it apart and, you know, really get down to what is all inside of it. So every like bit and piece and part that goes into the clock to learn, you know, how to put it back together. And so that experience to me is what gave me the foundation for the Chod practice. And so some of you know from getting to know me that I came to the monastery a long time ago, like more than 20 years ago, for the first time in high school on a field trip. And I mean, I could have just stayed here forever from the moment I got here. It really resonated with me. But I had to go out there and get life experience in order to really know the meaning and be connected to a formal practice like this. So that's what I did. And I just went fully into samsara, and I think definitely it was subconscious, you know. Once I got back here and started practicing, I realized what I had done. So I went into samsara, and now every like fiber of my being is filled with stories, just like I'm sure all of you, and I know from getting to know you, a lot of you have those stories. You know, painful, beautiful, colorful stories. You know, for me, going all the way to the edge to like that breaking point, where there's like only two different options: breaking apart totally or becoming the best version of yourself. So that's what I've done over and over in my life. So when you do that, you become like an expert at your heart. And so that's what I do. Like in my job, I help people fix their broken hearts. And so when I started practicing Chod at all, I came here and it really, I felt that in my heart. And when I learned about Machi Globdran and Yeshe Sogil, just listening to their stories, you know, they had a lot of obstacles and difficulties, and it really was comforting, and it made me feel inspired to have that purpose and to continue on and to really, when I sit down and do the practice, be coming from that kind of a place. So when in the sadhana, when we're saying take our negativities and see them as helpers, I feel like from going out there and getting that experience, I really have been able to have that foundation and sit there and be connected in that way. And then for me, doing the practice regularly, it really helps me to reinforce in a formal way what I always want to be doing, not just when we're sitting here together doing the practice, but like all throughout my day, you know. So staying in that place and doing throughout my day what really means something: healing, growing, giving, loving, and sharing. And for me, the melody is so important to the practice because for me, I believe through experience, the melody is like the magic in it that carries the message. So during our practice, it helps me stay connected with that foundation that I was talking about. And that same connection moves on with me when I help people as a counselor. And I often use things like poetry and songwriting to help in the healing process with people. So I just wanted to give you an example, or two examples of what I mean, of how I share my experience publicly in order to heal. And it's powerful, that sharing that we can all do. And if we're listening to the Chod Sadhana, when it says we're cutting the roots of illusion, I should know that, like, if I am, like, when I'm writing something to heal and I'm healing myself, I'm also healing everybody else. And it's really the same thing if we're cutting the roots of illusion. So I'm just going to read one, and it's called The Closer I Get to the Sky. And this one explains the foundation of the experience that I was talking about, that experience of suffering. The closer I get to the sky, within reach of the stars, the clouds will softly push our eyelids down to sleep with the pure air. This close, it's so easy to remember the truth. In the depths of chaos, the raw, stench-filled alley strewn with piles of mangled hopes, lying next to clues of direction. Whimpers of desperation playing with laughter. They pollute and purify the air simultaneously. As they jolt our eyes open to awakening, this far away from the sky, it's the easiest to remember the truth.